I wanted to talk a little bit about that nonprofit organization. So with the live show, folks, we are going to take a little bit of an active role in what we can do as a collaborative effort to do some shout outs or, to support causes that support, causes for entrepreneurship and also education. And I had seen a post recently on Sandra's Facebook wall, and she posted about this organization called Humans of New York. Sandra, do you want to take a little bit of, maybe a few minutes here, 5 minutes, to kind of share a little bit of the story? Because I do want to have a conversation with you ladies here talking about what this organization is doing, and I think they kind of support a little bit. It's tied it into what we're talking about today, vision of success. Do you want to kind of share that information, Sandra?
Yeah, so this tiny organization of one guy who takes photos of people in New York has about 12 million followers on Facebook because people love what he does. If you don't follow his Facebook feed yet, I highly recommend it. Typically what he's done in the past, so just a little bit about him, I think his name is Brandon. He used to work for another company, lost his job, moved to New York, and was like, I want to be a photographer. So he decided to take his camera and just start shooting snapshots of people walking down the street. And over time, he's been able to develop a line of questions that gets people to open up very, very quickly to him. So a lot of times you'll hear about people's struggles, people's accomplishments. It's really interesting. And one day he was walking in kind of one of the worst neighborhoods in Brooklyn, yeah, I think it's Brooklyn. It's either Brooklyn or the Bronx. I'm sorry, I don't live in New York. It's hard for me to keep all straight. But yeah, New York, really, really rough neighborhood. And he happened to get a picture of this little kid named Vidal. He's like 12 or 13 years old.
Let's share that picture here. This is the picture. Yep.
There you go. And one of the biggest people that influenced his life was his school principal. And so Brandon, the photographer, was intrigued by this, decided to go and meet the principal, and he almost never meddles in the lives of people. But for some reason, he felt compelled to go talk to this principal. And it turns out that she is an incredible woman. It's a school where they have a lot of kids that are struggling to basically stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, stay out of gangs. They're in a community where dreams are almost non-existent. It's not even just that they're squashed, it's that a lot of these kids don't actually believe that they will be capable of going and achieving great things in life. So one of the coolest things that this principal did, and it's very, very, very simple, is she doesn't call the kids at her school students, she calls them scholars, because she wants them to believe that they have something to offer. So one of the things that she's been working on is arranging a trip for the students to visit Harvard University to give them an opportunity to experience higher education, show them that this too is available for you, but they didn't have any funding, and making this trip happen is just, out of reach for them. So Brandon worked with the school to figure out a way for them to raise some money. So he decided to open up like a GoFundMe type of thing, and their original goal was $100,000, and this was going to be able to afford these kids some trips over the next few years. It's been a couple of weeks, and they've raised over $1 million.
Wow!
Yeah. So, and these are just from. Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, this is a real grassroots type of thing. This is a guy who just takes pictures, and he said, "Hey guys, we just opened this up. We're hoping for some money." And thousands. Let's see. His most latest post says that thanks to 34,893 people who have donated, they've raised over $1 million.
That's awesome.
Wow.
We got 35.
Kudos.
So it's really cool, and so what they've been able to do with that now is they're set for the long term. I think they're good for like 10 years to send kids to Harvard, which is huge. And because they reached their goal, they've been able to start implementing They started raising for another thing. I forget what it was. I'm so sorry. But now what they're trying to do with that money is not just say, hey, here's a chunk of change. Spend it on this over the next 15 years. Now they're using it to invest in long-lasting solutions so that this isn't just a few kids that are lucky enough to be at that school at that one point in time. It's a long-term plan to give these kids access to opportunities that, like, for a lot of us, they seem far, but we still know that it's possible for us. These are kids that are coming from a community where it doesn't even feel like an option. So it's really powerful to just show that, look, if you have a voice and you care about people, other people are going to attach to that, and they're going to want to support you. So it's a really moving story, and I definitely recommend you follow him, because now he's profiling all sorts of educators and a few of the other scholars, and they have an amazing basketball coach, and it's just powerful. Great. Yeah.
That's why I said, and that's awesome. Woohoo! But, what I like about this piece of story, I'm going to quickly share again that information and how I think this all ties into what we're talking about. Is this post in the description of the post here? It says your donations have given a heavy boost to a group of scholars and educators in their battle to establish a culture of success in a disadvantaged neighborhood. That was like, oh my God, to me, because I felt that, we're talking about vision of success, and everybody's vision of success is different. And when I read this, I'm like, this is such a great story, a great shout out to Humans of New York. Woo! For doing such a great thing and for sharing this story, because you're absolutely right, Sonia. Sonia, right? Hello, Sandra. That it's always a battle, and how the kids in this neighborhoods, they grew up with that mindset, right? They never think that they can always achieve more, and we need to support people, scholars, educators, communities who are actively helping them be a better vision of their own success, because they haven't tapped into their own given strengths and capabilities. So we need to support causes like that. What do you think of this, Leroy? This is such a beautiful story.
I think it's amazing. I only heard about this now in the show, so I kind of Googled it and went on their website. I think it's amazing, and this is so what I stand for.
Each and every one of us have the capability to be involved in something like this, a social cause, right? Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but my vision has always been, if we all have a way to contribute, whether it's money, time, or just support, we have a way to do it. And for us in this show, we're starting off with having a great shout out for Humans of New York, stories like what Sandra just shared. And yeah, that was that was one story I wanted to share, because although I've not done anything directly with Humans of New York, but I would love to have one of their cast members on the show, right, ladies? Yeah, that would be awesome.
One of my developing passions is to kind of reach back into the community, and maybe the community that I came from. I mean, this story really touches me because I am from a neighborhood like that, and Detroit, Michigan, and you don't see a lot of success. I mean, I was fortunate enough to have family members who had done some things in their life where I could kind of see, like, oh, I can have that, I can, I want to be like my aunt, or I want to, that kind of thing. But so many people in urban communities like that, don't see those kinds of versions of success, or maybe they're looking to television or other things that maybe glorify types of success that maybe aren't as healthy or productive, and so having something like this organization in a community like that really inspires me, because I know that even if maybe something like that had existed, I'm sure they did, but if something like that came across my sphere of awareness back when I was younger, who knows, where I would be right now, or how I would have, kind of detoured a lot of some of the struggles that I've had in my life. So it's definitely something that I want to look into, because I feel like, business, whatever you're doing in your business has to be about more than making money and paying the bills. We all have a purpose, and we're all purpose for something. And I think all of us, have this desire, I know that I do, to do something, take the platform and take the success that I create in my life and business and be able to find a way to pay it backward, and so that other people can have the opportunity as well.